Hey, so this is how I chart on the daily, and I just wanted to back up and start completely from scratch, not using any other levels, just looking at the daily chart for the most recent activity. So when you first pull up the daily chart, you're going to see a lot. It's going to show you everything. It's going to show you everything for the past year. For me, I don't need to really see all of this right now. I really just kind of want to focus on where we are like right now. So, I mean, this can be helpful, to get a big picture look. Um, but I want to look at what's most relevant to where we are right now. So I'm just kind of zooming in on this area, which is like the last 2 weeks. And what is pretty clear right away is I have my trend line tool here, is that we are on an uptrend. So I'm just dragging the trend line from the bottom of this candle along the bottoms of these candles all the way up. So when I'm looking to do a trend line for an uptrend, I want to go under the candles. If I'm doing a downtrend, then I'm going to go on top of the candles. But right now we're focusing on an uptrend, so I'm going under the candles. So this trend line is supporting this move up that we're in right now. Now, this was a holiday week. This is Thanksgiving week. So we did not get a lot of moves. We were closed on Thursday, and then we had a half a day on Friday. So the chart is a little tricky for that reason. And it's just, it's not a normal week. So I definitely want to keep that in mind. But just looking at what the chart is showing us right now, I still want to kind of use this to add in some levels for where we are. So I like to get really close on my candles. Um, it really helps me in my charting. So when I see this, I'm focusing on levels of support and resistance using the daily candles. I want to grab my price tool. And when I look at this, the clear resistance here is obviously the top of this candle, right up here. So I just want to mark that as a level to keep an eye on as resistance. And then when I'm looking at support, just in the immediate time frame, like this is just in the last couple days, this level right here is holding as support for both of these candles. So we have the top of this candle meeting right kind of at the top of the close of this candle. And then that's now the bottom of this candle. So we're hanging around this general area a lot. So I just want to add a level like right there. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's touching all of these candles. So I think that's an important level to watch going into next week. And then I want to add some levels below, because if we lose this level, I kind of want to have an idea of where we might go. And I think the top of this candle body and the top of this candle could be a level of support that SPY may try to hold. So I'm going to mark that. Again, it's not exact, but they're very close. And daily candles are stronger than intraday candles, like 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour. So I think when we get this close, that this is a level to kind of keep an eye on. So already I'm bringing some structure to my chart, and I'm looking to see if we're going to maintain this uptrend. Um, so each day, what you're seeing is that we are making, we're moving higher for the most part. So we started back here. We um, got the move higher on the top of this candle. The next day, the candle body moved up a little higher, moved up a little higher, moved up a lot higher. Got a little bit of a pullback here, but the following trading day, we moved higher. And then, even though Friday was a short day, we still moved a little higher. So we are still in this uptrend. Now, if we open above this level on Monday, um, then my thinking is that we are probably going to try to head right back up here to this next resistance area. Now, on the way up, though, the top of this candle could give a little bit of resistance. So that's, something definitely to keep in mind. We could get resistance here and a little bit here too at the top of the wick. Now, if we get a strong move and we open or move past this zone, then I need to have some resistance defined up there because right now there's just nothing. This is a clear chart. I haven't added anything. So the way that I find my levels to the upside is I scroll back. So I want to go back to whenever we were last up here, which was back in August, July and August. And this is going to help me to find some some resistance. So we have the top of this candle at 457.23. That could be a place where we get some resistance. And then I think, though, the stronger level is here because we have the top of this candle and we have the body of this candle both meeting right at this same level, 457.80. That to me is the stronger resistance to watch for. So, we also could look at the body of this candle up here, but I don't like to have just a lot of stuff on my chart. But we can add it because it's way up there at 459. It's not going to be immediately in my screen. So, it could be a good idea just to have it. And then that is our all high of the year. This was our high. So now I've brought some more structure to my chart. Oops, going back to where we are right now. This is helping me to have a plan. Now, what if we don't open above this level? What is the plan then? So if we open on Monday and we are below this level, then I'm looking to see, are we going to hold this next level of support? Because again, we're on an uptrend, right? So we want to trade with the trend. Now, if we open like right here and we can't hold, this is a great opportunity for puts down back to this next level of support. It's a pretty short, quick move, but it's, a scalp. This could be an opportunity for a trade right back down to this next level. Now, what if we don't hold this level? If we open on Monday and we lose this level of support right here, then we could be looking at a reversal because losing this level of support is also losing this trend line. That means that this uptrend is now broken and we could get a reversal. If we do get a reversal, then where are we going? I'm looking at the next candle down. We're probably going to get a little bit of support right around this candle, like 453.20, 453.30. This would probably be where we're going to go. If we don't hold here, then I'm looking here. I'm looking right at around 452. Now, Um, this again though is if we get a reversal, if we lose this uptrend. But in general, we want to trade with the trend. The trend is our friend. So now I want to go over to Apple because I think Apple is a great stock. Um, ooh, Lord, you can tell I haven't looked at this chart in a while on Thinkorswim because I do not chart like this anymore. It's just way too much. But I think Apple is a great stock to. Um, I think it's a great stock to trade in general, but especially if you're just starting out, because Apple is not drama. Like you're not gonna get a lot of drama with Apple in general. SPY, you're getting all the volatility of the market whenever the Fed speaks, whenever there's a jobs report, whenever there's consumer data, whenever there's, you know, PCE, PPI, CPI, like all of these reports just cause a lot of instability in the market. With Apple, you're just really dealing with one company and whatever comes with trading that one company. And in general, like Apple is not a lot of drama. Yes, you're going to have earnings quarterly, which, you know, is going to move SPY and the overall market anyway because Apple is such a strong company. But other than that, like unless there's, you know, major supply chain issues or whatever, you're going to get a lot of consistent movement with Apple. So what I do on Apple, I want to look at the daily chart just like we did on SPY and using my trend line again. You know, Apple is pretty much on this uptrend right here. Oops, we're on this uptrend for the most part. Now, my trend lines, like I used to, you know, focus on, oh, I have to touch every single candle and all that. Like, I'm not that picky about it because the purpose of the trend line is to maximize touches. So the more that we're touching a trend line, the stronger that trend is. And right here, we're touching, we're touching, we're touching, we're touching. So that really to me is more of what I'm looking for. If I were to just use the candle, you can use, you know, the bottoms of the candles that way, but you're not maximizing the trend. Like the trend stopped right here. So we're kind of, you know, you can do it that way, but when I look at it like this, we're still in this overall uptrend, and then we're just hitting some consolidation right here. So we're going sideways. Now, that does not mean reversal. Just because we're sort of testing the trend line, it doesn't automatically mean we're going to reverse. This is an ugly candle. And we did get the next day, we got to move down. But again, this is where I use major levels of support and resistance to help. So I want to focus in on, you know, the most recent like trading period. And my eye goes immediately to this double bottom right here because we came down to this level and we bounced. Came down to it the next day and we bounced. And even though we got a little bit of a pullback, we're still above this level. So I'm going to take my price tool. And again, they're not in like the exact place, but they're close enough. And this is the daily chart. So these candles and zones, we're charting zones and not, it doesn't have to be to the penny an exact level. I'm looking for a zone. The next place that my eye goes is right around here, like right between here and here. This is looking like a support zone as well. We had support here. We're still above it here and here. And then we wicked down and we held that level right there. So these are this is a zone that I would just kind of keep an eye on. We came down below it on Friday, but we bounced and we closed above it. So in this case, I wouldn't use the price tool. I would actually use the rectangle because it's a little bit of a thicker zone. And I would just mark this entire zone right here as support. So support, all of this is support, and we're holding. Now for resistance, I would be marking this as resistance because the top of this candle, the top of this body, the top of this body, they're all right there in the same area. So that's my resistance right there. Boom. And then obviously we have resistance up here. But I mean, there's a couple ways to look at this. Like, I think when you see a candle like this can automatically look like, oh, we're reversing, we're gonna die, right? And then especially if it was followed by another red candle. But this is where I think when you're charting and you're looking, really pulling back, looking at the bigger picture, not just looking at the 5 minute or the smaller time frames, but really looking at the daily chart, it just looks like we're consolidating right here. And consolidation just means that the stock is kind of setting up for a bigger move. Now, the way that we open on Monday and how the rest of the week goes will confirm what direction that we're going in. Like if we are going to get a reversal, we have to lose this zone. We'd have to lose this and be below it when we're on Monday or through the week. But then even with that, I'm still watching to see, are we going to hold here because of the way that we got these strong bounces. Look at this long wick right here and this long wick right here. Even when we look at this candle, look at the rejection that we got off of this zone. So this zone was resistance. We rejected it back here. Now we're holding above it. That's bullish. So I'm looking at this to see on Monday, are we going to hold this zone? And if not, if we lose this zone, are we going to hold here? That to me is trading with the trend. Even if we lose this trend line, we're still bullish, in my opinion, if we hold this level. Now, if we lose this level, that would be, for me, now we're kind of looking at a reversal. Now we're looking at a pullback. Now, a pullback doesn't mean we are just going to die. It just means we're probably going to get a little bit of a cool off. And then I would move on to now let's chart some levels down here to see where we're going to, how we're going to play the move to the downside. But right now, I'm not necessarily looking for a downside move. I'm looking to see if we continue to hold the trend, because that's what makes sense to me when I look at this chart and I look at where we are. We're holding support, we're holding support, we're holding this uptrend. So I like Apple. I like Apple a lot. And it's not going to give you a big dramatic move most of the time. You're just going to get consistent little $2-3 moves. And that is great when you're building your account. Like, you don't need the drama and the volatility. You need consistency. And this is a great company to trade from, in my opinion, when you're building your account. So you're going to get a $2-3 move every day, but you're also going to get a lot of cleaner moves without all the drama. So that's my charting video, and I hope this helps.